is the riddle, mortals. What is this thing? It moves on 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, and 3 at evening. The answer is as close as breath. Tell me or die, one by one. Tell me and die, one by one. I eat ignorance. 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4.
Save us! We suffer! Save us! We are dying!
Save us!
We walk in confusion! Save us! We are blinded by fear!
Save us!
Save us!
Citizens! You know me. My people. My children, I was not sleeping. I cannot sleep. I close my eyes and the multitudes of the suffering press around me in the darkness. You are always with me. I feel your mingled breath on my cheeks, your uncaught tears on my chest and face, and the smell of the pyres finds me where I lie. I open my eyes and stare into the blackness and think, now someone is suffering. So I've come out alone to meet you in the darkness. Rise up, my friends. Speak to me. Tell me of your woe.
O King, we are frightened, frightened. The ship of thieves is ghosting in alien waters. She is silent, her sails tattered. No one is left on the tilted empty deck. We are dying in the red waves. We have done all we can. Sacrificed and prayed. Atone for what sins we know. Even now, hordes of the lost kneel at temples across the city, blinded by the smoke of our own pyres. We cling to the altars, like sailors to splinters from a wreck. Hands empty, we reach towards nothingness. We are suppliants to the silence that lies beyond us. We beg without knowledge of what is killing us. Beg until our voices close in raw silence. But still, the plague stalks us, ravaging the city, and death is everywhere. The bodies of men, women, and children lie like lumber, hastily stacked for burning.
Every day, more die, faster than we have time to mourn them.
And still the pestilence swings wide and blind. Nothing escapes the compass of it. The hills are silent. Birds fall from the sky and lie like so much fly-blown fruit.
All the animals are downed and rotting, their legs rigid and their eyes opened and lightless.
In our fields, crops curl, heads stoop to the gray earth. Each wind rattles the black stalks. Mothers in agony bear corpses. After their labors, they hear only silence and look upon the curled stones they have delivered in pain.
This is what I feared. This is what I knew.
O King, you are the greatest of men. You are the one who saved us.
It was you who answered, "It is man," to the Sphinx. We remember
children, I see all. Each of you stands in the single light of your own catastrophe. I am the night sky. Every burning star exists in me. I have already acted. I sent Creon, my brother-in-law and most trusted statesman. I sent him in my stead to Delphi to ask the god Apollo what I must do to save my city. Every day that has gone by has been torture. One by one, day after day, it is agony. It is agony.
Here we are released from doubt. He is
coming, King. At last.
And he smiles. Look,
He smiles.
Good news. All will be well.
What do you mean? How can this be?
Shall we go inside? Cannot wish to discuss this in the open.
Why not? Anything you have to say affects everyone here. I'm not for secrets.
In the presence of all these people?
In the presence of all.
I had thought to speak to you alone.
No. Say to all of us, I share their suffering. They will share the truth, whatever it is.
All right. If that is how you want it done. Apollo has spoken. He says, there is a corruption. Seek it and drive it out.
But we know this. Corruption. We feel it. Do the gods give us no more help than this?
It is a man.
It is a man?
It is blood. It was a murder. A murder long buried in the body of the state. At last, after years of festering, the poison has finally broken to the surface. It racks the body. It kills us now.
What murder? When? Who was the killer?
Before you came, our late King Laius was murdered.
I never knew Laius. Never saw him, only knew him dead.
It is his killer who must be found. He is the corruption.
But this was years ago. Nothing was done at the time. How are these ancient footprints to be traced?
He is here. In Thebes. Apollo said it. Whatever is neglected lies obscure, yet never loses power. But whatever is sought can be found. He is here. Born of this soil, he stands on it still.
The man lives? He is among us? Tell me of this crime. Where did it happen?
It was the time of the Sphinx. A time of riddling death and confusion. Laius went out to the city to seek Apollo's voice, just as you had me do. He never returned, nor did his train of followers.
There were no survivors. No one who saw this.
Only one. A slave, and he was so terrified by what he saw that his only wish was to slip away into obscurity and silence.
But he must have been questioned. What did he say?
Terror destroyed his mind. He could remember nothing.
Nothing.
There was one thing he said he could be sure of.
Anything. Even the smallest detail would be better than nothing. What was the thing that he could remember?
That there were many killers. They fell upon the king's possession, he said, like a hailstorm upon a stand of wheat.
But killers. A killer would never attack a royal train alone. No, there must have been real power here in Thebes compelling the crime. No one works singly. The murder of a king is never uncomplicated by larger designs.
There was talk of this at the time, but we were sunk in confusion. It was chaos.
I don't understand you. Your king had been murdered. No investigation could be more important. How could you let the trail go cold for all these years?
The Sphinx was on us then. We could see no further than her blinding, killing riddle. Until you came and delivered us. And we were happy to forget.
Then it is for me to bring this thing to light. A killer lives. Wherever he is a menace. He is a shadow lurking in wait. I will bring him to light. Not just for my city, but for myself as well. A man who could kill a king and go unpunished could kill another. Laius' blood sinks to my own. I will start at the beginning, all alone. It is time, long past time, to seek the truth. This city shall not die of ignorance. Arise, my people, and pray. Live in hope. I'm here. The hunt is on. Whatever is sought can be found.
Killer stalks the desperate city.
A monster,
Unpunished,
lives in our midst.
we must drive him out.
We will do our work. It has been shown to us.
But oh gods, we are not equal to all.
We are only mortal, and the darkness of our time has overcome us. Look down upon us.
See the harrowing woe of all we suffer now. Death breeding death.
Confusion and horror.
Pity us. We can only do so much. Help us! Oh, shining ones, we call to you. We sing to the holy siblings.
Athena, Artemis, and Apollo, bring light, bring immortality.
Holy ones, we beg you.
Save our city. She is clenched in the black jaws of our savage time. Those who still live beseech you.
There is a god we cannot honor, though he's in your number.
He is the god the gods would exile from their midst. Ares, god of war. Ares, the ruthless. It is Ares who has visited this plague upon us.
We hear his voice in the war of the funeral pyres.
He screams there. He's dreadful, sower of havoc. Oh, shining ones, he is too much for us. Unseat him, pluck him from his throne, and hurl him sprawling through the depths of air until his scream dies forever. Man is staggering under his iron weight of woe. Drive him out! Drive him out! Drive him out! He is accursed, though he is holy. He is holy, but accursed. Drive him out!
I hear your prayers and they move me. And now I've come to ask you to join me in lifting this sickness from our beloved city. I came as a stranger to this country. I knew nothing of your king's death when I entered this valley, for the first time alone to meet this Sphinx. But this I cannot do alone. I will need your help. Each of you is the vessel of the history of your own city. One of you knows the truth. Where is the man? Tell me! Let him who knows speak. Who is the man? I will not harm the one who speaks. Even he who did this, all he will receive in return for this knowledge is banishment, unharmed. He will go with the king's thanks. Though he has blood on his hands, he will merely leave us. That is all I ask. Who is the man? Whoever did this thing, whoever lives silent, his crime now poisoning the city, let him know this. He will find no shelter here. Nothing will be given to him. No one will pray for him. He has no shelter here. He is accursed. I drive him out, comfortless into eternal exile. He is the disease. He is the corruption. I will find him out. The light of my eyes is searching, and like an eagle, I will plummet down upon him unsuspecting. My justice is wide. Whoever he is, I curse him. A king was murdered! How could a single citizen sleep while this killer slunk free? I walk that king's halls. I sleep in his bed, share his wife, planted my seed in the same furrow where he could have planted his. I live in his shadow, sleep within the echo of the footsteps of his unquiet ghost. I will fight for him as if he were my own father. I will see all. I will know all. Nothing will stop me.
Okay. May I speak? Your curse has emboldened me.
Speak. What do you know?
I know that I was not the murderer. I know that I do not know who was. But Apollo does. He must. Why should we not ask the god to reveal him?
The gods have given me my orders. They need not give me anything else.
Might we speak again?
Again and again. I'm open to all counsel.
If we cannot speak to Apollo himself, might we speak to one who hears him? I'm thinking of Tiresias, whose eyes were blasted blind by the fires of the divine. Now he hears the gods speaking. Might he be questioned?
I have thought of this already, and have called for him. Called for him twice. I'm not used to being ignored when I command.
Look, King! He comes at last! See, see! He is ageless, majestic, and awesome. Woman and man both. Nothing human is alien to him. Yet though he is mortal, the divine rings in his ears. The voice of God hammers in the blackness of his soul and sounds him like a bell. With his sightless eyes, he stares directly into eternity.
O Tiresias, you are master of mysteries. You alone can untie the dreadful knot of our terrible time. We have heard Apollo, and he has told us, bring the murderers of Laius forward into the light and cast them out. O Tiresias, spare nothing in your city's aid. Do what only you can do. Save your city.
It is a curse to know this much. Why did I forget this? I should never have come.
I don't understand you. I've called for you. I have asked you humbly for your aid. What do you mean you should have never come?
Let me return to silence. Let me go home. I will live on. You will live on. Leave the truth unspoken. It would be best.
This is your answer to a desperate city. To clench your teeth against the voice of God within you. This is an obscenity. This silence is an offense against the city that gave you birth, the very earth on which you stand. What more can you want from us? Do you want us to kneel to you? This we do. We kneel to you, mortal prophet. We bow in supplication. All Thebes crouches at your feet now. We are shattered by our troubles. We kneel in the dust of our dying city. Our hands are open to you. In the name of the gods, tell us what you know. Speak.
You kneel to me in ignorance, but I will not deliver you into knowledge. No, never. I will not speak.
You know and will not speak. What hateful arrogance fuels you to refuse such frank supplication? You have betrayed us, the dead and the living. Speak, damned monster, speak!
I withstood the blaze of a god. I can withstand this tantrum. All I say to you, Oedipus, is look to your own heart. I am not your scourge. Put your own house in order before you try to dismantle another's.
You are speaking to your king. When you insult me, you insult your country. Beware.
I am not your subject, sir, nor any other man's. I belong to God. I do not speak because there is nothing for me to say. What will happen will happen. Truth does not need prophets.
All the more reason to speak then. If it does not matter what you say, what prevents you from doing your king's bidding? Practice your trade, prophet. Your king commands you.
Rage, Oedipus, rage. It is useless. Wind across a wasteland. I will not speak.
Yes, you shall have all my rage, and let the force of it wake your leaden conscience. This is what your shameful silence has led me to believe. It is guilt that seals your faithless mouth. A king's murder rests on your eyeless head. A king's murder. Whether you raised your hand or not, you had part in it. This I now know.
What you know. What you know. Fool. Blood-stained fool, ignorant as an animal of your own crime.
What? Now you insult me. You're smart enough to know what you're doing. That's outright treason. I could have you killed for that. Where is your fear?
Why should I fear you? The truth is all my safety, and I live in the shelter of it.
Who are you speaking for? Is it Creon? Whose devices are you working?
Blame yourself if you must blame someone for this. I warned you not to force these words to light, but you wouldn't listen.
Spit it out then, creature! Indict yourself and be done with it.
All right, then listen. This is the truth you bully me to utter against my will. You do not know the shame you live in. You are steeped in pollution. You wallow in it, swim in your own filth, and know nothing. Nothing. You are the corruption that has brought down a curse upon your people. Thousands have already died for your ignorance. Yes, the royal hunt is on, but you, sir, are your own prey. You are the man you hunt.
Say that again.
The murderer you seek is here. He is you.
Designs and deception. You know nothing of God. Your only allegiance is to Creon. He is behind this, I see it now. Only he could have goaded you to spew this grotesque slander. I have been a fool to trust him. When have you ever been a true prophet? When Thebes teetered in the crisis of the dark times of the Sphinx, did you come to the aid of your suffering city with all your mummery? No. The two of you formed a cabal to topple your country entirely with the murder of a king. It was left to me, the unexpected savior. I was the man who wrecked that plan. And I didn't need any of your hollow sorcery and cant about God. I didn't need to disembowel birds and finger their blue guts to do what was right.
O king! You go too far. This is dangerous insolence.
This wanderer, from parts unknown, walked into chaos empty-handed and defeated it with nothing but a human mind. Now, in your country's second moment of peril, the two of you seek to carry through on your original plan by fanning the flames of fear. You seed your great sorrowing city with the suspicion of a beloved king. But you have underestimated your city, and you have underestimated me. Of course I have found you out. It was just a matter of time. What did you expect me to do?
Just this. What you have done. You cannot help yourself. You are what you are. You have always been a stranger, it's true, but not as you think. A stranger to yourself. You do not know yourself, Oedipus, even who you are. Never having sought this knowledge, I know you do not. Whose son are you? Ask yourself that.
Whose son am I? What do you mean?
Today you will find out. Today is your birth, your mother, and your father. Today you will finally meet the real stranger. Today, he will kill you.
Leave with your life and never cross my path again. I won't waste my time with you again. I will deal with Creon, your taskmaster. You are not worthy of even the back of my hand.
I leave your sight forever, King. I'll leave you with a riddle, and be gone. You're fond of riddles, and you're good at them. No one better. It is your killing gift. Let this suffice. What is that thing when once born eats its own father and then crawls back into the womb from which it came and sleeps there in bloody ignorance?
No more of your riddles, monster. Leave my sight!
I leave your sight forever, King. No, you shall never see me again. Though there will come a time where you will weep for the sight of me, even me. But I will not come. Even you shall not be able to bid me to your side again. Nor anyone else, King. Never again.
O King, this was not done well. The voice of God has left us in anger. Rage crackles in the raw air, spreading terror through the miserable streets.
Now is the time for temperance and reverence.
Now, more than ever, we need the tender glance of the divine. Without it, we are lost to mortal turmoil and confusion.
That blind schemer has nothing to do with God, and never did. He just fooled you with his sanctimonious charades for years. We are well rid of him. It is good he has gone. Now I can think. Rejoice, my people. Your Savior has returned to himself. Never again will he seek in others what he need only find in himself. I am keen as a knife edge now, free in my knowledge. I will act.
Listen to the running footsteps.
A killer runs.
In his head, the blood is drumming.
Seek him out.
Running, running, he gets nowhere. Desperate, jagged is his flight. Still, the voice of the gods pursue him.
Seek him out!
Panting up the slopes, he scrambles, printing blood on every rock. In the aching air, he hears it.
Seek him out. No one can outrun the voice of God. Look up, murderer! Look up! The fates are circling. They have found you. Soon their shadows will rush cool across your shoulders. And in an instant, they will fall.
Flickering silence.
They will fall.
Wind and black feathers.
They will fall. They will cut the thread. This is what God said. They will cut the thread. Welcome to the dead. No one can outrun the voice of God. There is no hiding from the fates circling above us.
Soon every man shall feel the plummeting shadow of his death spread across his back. For all that is mortal shall die.
I have a king, and though he
come here in disbelief and shock. Is it true? Can Oedipus have accused me of such? I can't even say it. Is it possible? This is a kind of nightmare. No slander could cut as deep as this. Nothing worse could be said of me. And from him? My brother, the man I've served loyally all these years? Can it be?
Lord Creon, our king is distraught. He did strike out, and like a child, hit the one who stands closest to him.
He said this? That I compelled Tiresias to lie?
He did. We heard him, but we cannot speak for his intentions.
So the rumors are true. This was his accusation. I couldn't believe it.
Lord Creon, his words were spoken in fury, not in consideration.
The shame. How can I outlive this?
But we needn't speak for him. He is here.
You, sir, that you can stand before me, brazen and unbowed. What a performance. You are good. I'll give you that. You have taken me in for years, but no more. It is your king, not your fool, who's looking at you now.
You have judged me without hearing me, sir. This is no justice. I have a right.
What right can a man like you claim in such an hour?
I have a right to know what I'm accused of.
First, tell me of your dead king. Be useful to me in this, if nothing else.
My dead king? You mean Laius? I don't understand.
Then I will make you understand, brother. How long ago was his murder?
You don't need me to tell you this. It's common knowledge. Not long before you were crowned. The crime is old. A year older than your oldest child.
A dark time. A time of crisis. Yours was the hand at the helm. But you had help, even then, from your minister of smoke. Didn't he stand by your side?
Minister of... Who do you mean, sir?
The blind one. King of cats?
Tiresias?
Yes.
Yes, he was by me, my trusted aid through evil times.
And evil times need their professionals. What a sorry state you were in. First, the Sphinx preyed upon you, feeding one by one upon the people. Then the murder of a king, almost more than a country can bear. I am curious. It puzzles me. Why was there no inquiry into this crime? Why was no one tracked? No one brought to justice?
But I have told you this already. We could get no answers. All were dead, or so we thought. Only one survived, and he was so blasted with terror that nothing could be wrung from him. He staggered into the city weeks later, just in time to see you crowned. He went silent from all the shock he'd seen.
So many speechless. So many silent. Odd when there is much to say. Odd, too, your wise man's silence. He who says he hears the gods. He had nothing to say. Why was that?
I don't know.
Oh, but you know much.
What do I know?
You know for whom Tiresias has always spoken for. It is not the gods he does not work for. He does not speak for them. It is politics, not God, that murmurs in his ear. And he works for the man who pays him. He works for you.
Me?
You were the one he spoke for today. He played his plot and your plot beautifully. After your false oracle laid the ground, he named me as the murderer, the killer of a king.
If he said this, he had his own reasons. I had no hand in it. What would it profit me? I'm serious. I never sought it. Never wanted kingship with all its troubles and weight of care.
All its power!
I have power enough. I have rank through position and blood. The queen is my sister, you then my brother. I am liked because I am not feared. I am liked because I never have to stand the final test of my mettle. It is a comfortable life. I prefer it so. I know who I am. I am content. I am the moon. Do not mistake me for something I am not.
The moon is subtle, untrustworthy, and devious. It dips behind clouds to plunge the world into darkness when it sees its moment. If you are the moon, I know your tricks.
I have not lied to you, King. Ask the shrine of Apollo if the message I brought you is the one the gods imparted. And if you still insist on saying I conspired with a soothsayer, then I will account for myself in due process of law. And if I am still found guilty, then I promise you this right now. If you let me choose my own mode of death, it will be far more terrible than any court could devise. That is how hateful this crime you pin me with is.
Oh, but you are cunning. You want me to falter in the pace of this inquiry. There is no time for this. The city is in crisis. Such wicked doings must be stamped out before the spark blazes into a consuming wildfire.
No, King! There is more. If I have only this moment to speak in this mad pelting race to ruin, I will say this. Since I stand accused, I accuse you in turn, in my own voice, face to face. You have done me 2 injuries. The first is a petty, dreary crime, a crime of slander. But the second is one unforgivable in one so frightened with honor as a king. You have mistaken a good man for a bad one. This shows want of character, want of judgment, want of common sense. I am your friend. I am your kin. I am your ally, and this is how you treat me? It is madness. I have stood by you for years. Time has proven me. You should have known me better.
Listen to him, King. An honorable man is speaking. Rise above your anger and hear the truth. Nothing is gained by rashness.
If it is rash to act quickly in the moment of inspiration, and in the swiftness of thought to take the challenge, then I have rashness to thank for my every accomplishment. My success has been the lightning pace of my perception. Quick with the Sphinx, quick with traitors, quick to grasp and quick to act. Your city was saved by the speed of my thought, and to this it owes its thanks.
Quick then, reckless king. What will you do to me? Banish me?
And let you wait out another string of years in darkness until your moment comes again? I know better this time, no. Death. Quick justice, quick death.
Think, king. Do not race to error. If you must judge me, be judicious. State your case. What have I done?
You are a traitor.
So you say. You are a man.
I am a king.
You are a man, and you could be wrong.
I am not.
And if you are?
I am a king. A king must rule.
Not for long if he rules unwisely.
Do you hear this, my city?
It is my city too! That you haven't taken from me yet.
Sirs, stay your wrath before you break us in two. It's not right. But here is order and calm. Let the queen come between you and return you to yourselves.
What is this mad clamor? Have you forgotten yourselves? Have you forgotten your city? Is this a time to be shouting in the streets in some petty dispute while your people are in anguish? Shame on you! Think of who you are. Oedipus, come inside. Brother, leave us.
Sister, your husband here has just condemned me to death.
What?
I have. This man has plotted against my life.
Never. You know me, Jocasta. You know your brother's nature. Is such a thing possible? You saw the dread in my eyes the day you were made a widow. Those dark days when I thought the crown would go to me, I never wanted it. This is the truth. And I stand here before my people and before my gods, and I swear it. Let me be damned. May the gods destroy me if this is not the truth.
Oh, Oedipus, believe him. He lays himself open to the infinite power of the beyond. His words are sanctified by this nakedness. For your sake, and for the sake of your people, believe him.
I've caught this wickedness with my own hand. Why should I loosen my grasp?
Loosen. Release. Open your hand. Have mercy.
Do you know what you're asking?
Yes, King. Creon has sworn his innocence before the blazing eye of God. Hear him. Honor that vow. He is your kinsman. Don't cast him off.
He is unworthy of such disgrace. Yours would be the betrayal.
On your head, the crime.
Let me be clear then. In asking for this, you ask for my death.
Never. By the sun itself, never do we wish for that. O King, remember your city. Thebes is dying life by life. And now, this fury between you sickens us further, drags us under the bloody waves. Release us. Let him go.
If that is what you wish, so be it. I release him, though it may mean my destruction. I do it out of pity for you, never for him. He has my undying hatred.
If this is what you know of mercy, may you never be in need of it. Yours is a terrible nature, brother. I would not have it for the world. Your reckless fury crackles like lightning through your dark rooms. No, I don't envy you, and I never did for all your power.
Get out of my sight.
With pleasure. The world knows me. You do not.
Lady, why do you wait? Take him inside and comfort him.
Not yet. I will first know what happened here.
This poison time breathes suspicion and malice in the troubled air. They breathed it and fell upon each other.
Both? They were both to blame?
There was injustice on both sides. Anger on both sides.
What did they say?
Enough, lady. We are sick of words. We reel and stagger in misery. Calm your raging king.
I hope you're satisfied. Blunt my righteous anger and see where it gets you. Glory in your ignorance. Enjoy your make-believe peace.
King, do not mistake us. We are your loyal subjects. We cling to you, our only pilot in the storm of...
I must know what happened here.
Let it rest, Queen. Nothing can be...
I will not let it rest. My brother has been banished. I have a right to know what could have warranted such disgrace.
Yes, he is your brother, and I am your king. That man is guilty of high treason. He has accused me, here, in front of all, of murder.
My brother said this?
Oh, he's too smart for that. He sent his soothsayer in to do the dirty work.
Tiresias.
Yes, he said I killed Laius.
The prophet said this?
In front of all.
But this means nothing. Prophets and prophecies, they spawn nothing but mayhem and misery. I have learned this too well. The scars of that lesson still burn across my beating heart. It is prophecy I have to thank for my greatest sorrow, my deepest regret. I will tell you a story I have buried in memory. All the years of our happy life together, I couldn't bear to think of it. But I will tell you now and let you judge for yourself the truth in prophecies. When I first married Laius, I had a child, a boy. He was born with open eyes, and we stared at each other in amazement. He lay on me, and I kissed his smooth feet that had never touched earth. 3 days I had him. That was all. On the third day, a vile prophecy was delivered to us, not from God, you understand. Just some old charlatan jingling charms, but it was enough to wreak havoc. This child, this wide-eyed, wordless stranger I held in my arms would be his father's murderer, the prophet said. The utter horror of it. Laius believed him, panicked. He wrenched the baby from my breast and gave him over to the winter night to do its work. The last time I saw my child, he was curled naked in his father's arms, staring up in confusion. One tiny hand displayed above his father's thundering heart as if to calm it. It was brute fear that killed that child. To trust that prophet was a terrible sin. No man can speak for the gods. No man can speak for the future. Nothing could be clearer. Just look at what happened. For all his lethal caution, some men he never knew butchered Laius at a crossroads. Fortune tellers lie, and those who believe them are fools. Criminal stupidity. And I didn't have the strength to stop it. I let my child be taken from me. Let them fling his life away on the bare rocks of Citheron as the winter night howled his tiny bones to ice. I have so little of him. Just 3 days, nothing to remember. Only the glitter of his open eyes. When the nights are darkest, when the cold moves in, I feel the glint of them on me, and I shudder for what he suffered, what I didn't save him from. My unlucky stranger. My king, why do you shiver?
A crossroads, you said?
That's where the murder happened, so they told me. A place where 3 roads meet.
Oh, God. Oh, God. This is all too clear. I've cursed myself.
What is this terror? Tell me, how has this story upset you?
Where's the man?
What man?
The one who survived. Who saw it, who couldn't speak.
The slave? He's off in the mountains, a shepherd, I think. He asked to be released from the house when he returned in the first great days of your reign. It seemed a small thing to grant after all he'd been through.
Could he be found?
Probably. No one's spoken to him in years, but we know where he is.
I must see him. I must see him!
And so you will if you want to, but talk to me. Tell me what makes you shake. I have never seen you like this.
The terror courses through me again. That familiar fear. I lived under its shadow for so long, I grew used to it. Could almost forget it, but I feel it once more. Darkness, hovering.
Tell me, my love. Tell me from the beginning.
I will. Who better than you to tell at last? My father is Polybus, king of Corinth. His queen, my mother, is Merope. They raised me as a prince of the land, and my days were easy and bright until something happened. Perhaps it was a trivial incident. Perhaps I shouldn't have treated it as I did, but I am what I am, and I did what I did.
What happened?
I was at a banquet. Someone I didn't know, a drunk, yelled something, a wild insult. I almost teared above the din, but I did. He jeered that I wasn't the son of my own parents. Another man would have let it go. The brute was red-faced, spittle-flecked, his lip. He was blind drunk, but it shook me. The next day I went to my parents and told them of it. They were shocked and outraged and told me to put it out of my mind, but I couldn't. I left after dark, telling no one, traveling light, and walked all night. Walked all day until I reached Apollo's shrine. I asked the god, whose son am I? Silence. The god would not speak to me. Priests tried to send me away, but I wouldn't leave. Just crouched there, my back against the damp walls, and waited. I don't know how long it was for an answer. And then there was a rumble. The hiss of steam. I stood for it, and at last it came. The divine rock spoke, a keening, eerie cry, worse than anything I could have imagined. There in the darkness I heard it. You will kill your father. You will breed with your mother to spawn a host of monsters. I ran for the light, ran in panic across a wilderness I did not see. All I knew was that Corinth was behind me, and I was fleeing it, running north, never to see it again, never to see my dear parents again. Running from the country I knew into the world I did not. Until one day, at noon, I came to a crossroads. 3 roads met, and mine was the north one. And as I reached the crossroads, a carriage came barreling down toward me, the driver whipping his horses, cursing at me to give way. I would not. Then I saw the man sitting behind him, an older man wielding a long pike. This he thrust at my head. I saw blood. I wrested the pike from that old man's grip, swung it at his head, and toppled him from his seat. He fell hard into the dust and lay still, staring up, unblinking. Then the driver. I beat him to death with his own whip. Then everyone, every single one of them, until I was left in silence once more, standing on blood. Oh, my queen, I have cursed myself, done this thing. I murdered a king. I know it. Then, like a thief, I rolled into my victim's bed, lay with his wife, stole his kingdom, and all to outrun a prophecy that has hung over my head all these good years. That at least I have evaded. Nothing could be worse. But still, I am the thing I have cursed. Let him have nothing. No word, no comfort, no prayers. Cast him out from this suffering city and cleanse it with his absence. I am the corruption. Back to exile, Oedipus. You have no home again.
But King, can't we hear the shepherd? Remember, sir, there is still hope.
You're right. I can live in that. Until he comes, I can live in that hope.
Hope.
The only thing that he could remember was that there were killers. Multiple killers.
He said that. That is true. Said it more than once. It was all he said. It is on record. The only eyewitness. You see, it will come out all right. Calm your fears, my love. And as for prophecies, you know my mind on them. My dead king's killers proves it. My baby, dead for all these years, proves it. These things cannot be told. These things cannot be known. Believe me.
I believe you. But call for the shepherd. I will not rest until I look him in the eye. Hear it from his own mouth.
Yes, we'll send at once, but come inside. Away from the heat of the day, the sounds of the tormented city, the smell of the pyres. You must rest.
listening? Gods, are you there? Is there nothing higher than us? Is there no law greater than what we cobble together with our own human hands? Is there no shining order? No light of divine reason? Are we alone in the shimmering silence?
Is there nothing
Eternal? Is there nothing here that will not die?
Where are we to seek the truth, if not in you? If nothing is sacred.
Why tell the story?
Why sing? Why dance? Without God, we are just scrambling, mindless over rubble.
And from the world of men,
Nothing
but tyrants and fools, shaking their sticks and rattling their chains, from pointless birth to pointless death. Nothing matters if all that we thought was true has only been a lie. The ground is strewn with blood and bodies, and there is nothing but heat in the vault of the sky.
God, I am unused to calling for you. But an old grief has risen from the waves of memory where I buried it so long ago, and guilt surfaces with it. The crime I didn't prevent. Innocents murdered. They bound your legs together and flung you into black oblivion and forgetfulness. My baby. Your eyes shine in wordless terror once more. Oh, the loss. The loss. The world is blank confusion once more. My husband is a stricken stranger, haunted by ghosts. His great mind shreds itself in this new terror. The familiar scene of disaster is in the air, and here I am again, stopping nothing, helping no one. Once again, my love is useless. As fate rumbles toward me bearing down, I stand at this crossroads and wait.
Good news! All will be well.
Where's King Oedipus? I bring news of great moment.
You speak to his wife and the mother of his children.
Oh, blessings on you, my queen, and on your house. Blessings always.
That is kind. We are in need of them. Where do you come from?
Corinth.
And what is the news?
Your husband is exalted. And though there is some sting to his triumph, it is slight, it is in the nature of things.
What do you mean?
King Polybus is dead. The throne belongs to Oedipus. My lady.
Such a swift return for such a meager prayer. I thank you.
I am out of my depths.
Prophecies. Prophecies, all of them hollow as babies' rattles. My king, I am confirmed in my confident scorn. Listen to what this man has to say.
I bring you news, my king, of bitter joy. King Polybus is dead. Yours is his vacant throne.
Lady, you laugh?
Is it not as I told you? Look on your old terror and smile.
Yes, but wait. How did he die?
What does it matter? Not by your hand.
I can't explain it. The terror lives. How, sir?
Why, he was old. That's all.
And I never touched him. Never laid a hand on that dear head. All these years. I fled from him to save him and ran straight into my life. It is all
senseless. Embrace the mad indifference of the world and rejoice. You are released from fear.
But that keening voice in the cavern of God, it still howls in my blood.
It is just noise, love. There is no meaning in it. No more to be feared than the whistling of the wind across an empty bucket.
But my mother, but the queen.
Why, she lives and longs to see your face.
But that she cannot. Hers is that last knot and that bloody noose around my neck. The rope I've trailed behind me all these years.
My king, don't you see? You can do your mother no harm. There is no truth to be found in these mutterings and useless oracles. It is all just nonsense and superstition. The world is ruled by chance. Nothing more. We cannot know the future, and even the past is lost to memory. That old fabricator who unravels every stitch invents as much as she recounts. All you can trust is the present moment, the pulse that counts the seconds out. This, just this, now is all we can lay claim to. This is the only solid ground. Plant your feet in this and be happy. Plant your feet in this and be free.
Yes, my queen. But my mother lives, and while she does, I cannot risk it. The fear lives with her.
What fear, if I may ask, sir, in that lady?
An oracle I was given. The voice of God itself, that I would do my parents unspeakable harm.
Your parents, you say?
Yes, Polybus and Merope. Dearly as I loved them, I fled from them to save them from that crime.
And that's why you never came back to us, why I never knew.
Yes, I ran, abandoned them to let them live safe from their only son.
But sir, if you'll permit me, you are not that. Never were.
What?
Whoever's son you are, they are not your parents. No more than I am.
No more than... What do you mean?
Why, you do not know, and to think that I should be the one to tell you. No, your love could not hurt Merope. You never could have harmed Polybus. You were not born of them.
Be clear, man. What are you saying? How can you know something I do not?
Because I'm the one who gave you to them.
You? What are you saying?
Yes, me. It was on the thorny slopes of Citharon. I was a shepherd and you a tiny baby. I wrapped you in a fleece, brought you to the palace at dawn, and that's where I found her, walking the halls as she always did, like a sleepwalker. Years had gone by, years of disappointment. The gods would not give her a child, and the queen had grown old with it. I entered the palace with this little bundle, you, and found her there. I didn't say anything, just held you out to her. She took you in her arms, and I'll never forget it. Licked her finger and gently stroked the dirt from your forehead. It was all so silent, like a dream. And then off she went, walking, swaying down the halls with you, humming some wordless song, lost in your eyes, the eyes in a cloud. It's the best thing I ever got to do with my life, giving you to her like that.
I was never their son. I was never their son.
But it did change everything for me, I can tell you that. No more shepherding for me. No, I was indoors now, walking those shiny halls, wearing good-smelling clothes, ordering people around. I liked that. And when you would run by, flailing some toy sword, frowning with some imaginary story, I'd reach out my hand, skim the top of your head. You never noticed. And smile to think of what I'd done.
But who am I then? What kind of mistake am I born from? Who left me there?
I don't know. But I know the man who might.
Who?
The man who found you.
I thought you said you found me.
No, I just delivered you, deposited you into that good life. The man who saved you was another shepherd. I came across him just before dawn. He was standing there, bent over something. I thought, something is wrong, poor man. Maybe one of his lambs has died, maybe a dog. But when I went over to him, he was holding this naked creature. You. He was crying. He kept on saying, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Who is this man? Where is this man?
He was one of Laius's slaves. I knew him from the mountains. He drove the largest of the flocks.
Does anyone know who this is?
Yes, King. There is only one man it could be.
Does he live?
Yes, King.
In fact, I believe he is the very slave that you have already
Jocasta, you must know. Why don't you answer me? Is that the man?
I don't know. I don't know.
You know, you must.
No.
I have to find him. Ask him.
Don't. Please don't.
That is not who I am. You must see that. He is the only person who can tell me who I am.
Why ask? Why no? Live without knowing. Live, Oedipus.
Oedipus. Swollen foot, that's right. That's how you got your name.
What do you mean?
Well, whoever left you there, they done this thing. Horrible, really. They pierced your little ankles, strung them through with a leather thong, bound them together, gave you one leg instead of two so you couldn't crawl. I saw the bloody cord hanging down when I went over to the shepherd. It was I who cut it, released you before wrapping you in the fleece. Poor baby, it hurt so bad you didn't even cry.
My old wound. My limp. Now I know. Who would do that? What kind of parents would... What is it, my queen?
You must not know. Promise me you will not look further. Promise me, it's all I ask. Let it rest here.
How can I promise you that? Why would you ask me to? Is it that you fear what I'll find out?
Yes.
I see. You think I'll find out that I'm some poor mother's sordid little secret? Well, of course I am. But I am still who I am. Your king. Your husband. It doesn't bother me. I feel better than I have in years. For the first time in my life, I am truly my own man. I am free at last. Now I must find out. I must find out what kind of miracle I am.
Never. Leave it in darkness.
That is not who I am. You must know that. I will know the truth, whatever it is.
I beg this from love for your own good.
My own good! Let me be the judge of that. No more darkness! Give me light! How could you ever think I would choose ignorance?
Ignorance was your only hope. My unlucky stranger. Goodbye again.
It's a strange silence she leaves us in. Like that stillness. The hush before the storm rushes in.
Let it come! Let the sky break to pieces and wash the face of the world. I know who gave birth to me. I've always known. Chance and fortune. Luck and the roll of the dice. These are my real parents. They have given me everything. Who could ask for better? No one has been luckier than me. I will know who I am. I am not ashamed!
Yes! Yes! Let the storm break! Let the secret of your birth thunder out of the silence. Let it echo across your mighty mountain home. Let great Citharon ring with it. Let the wide earth sound with it.
We always knew this, knew that you were the child of mystery.
Your eyes glitter like the surface of the sacred mountain stream. Your mind darts like golden arrows loosed from the god's own bow. Your greatness will sound at last, loose from its divine captivity in the stones of great Mount Citharon.
The stranger approaches. Is this the man? Yes. This is the man. At last. So slight a person, yet he carries everything I need to know. Come to me! Stand before me! I will ask you at last. Did you serve King Laius? Were you his slave?
Yes, but I wasn't bought from an auction block. I was born and bred in this palace.
What was your work?
I drove the flocks.
Where?
I grazed them on Mount Citharon.
Do you know this man?
Which man?
This one. Right here, did you see him there?
On Citharon. Aye, this man. I couldn't say. My eyes are bad.
Look harder then. Take your time. Do you know his face?
It's been a long time, old friend. We were young men together, mingling our flocks. We drove them up into the high pastures when spring began. And when winter came, we parted, driving our herds down different faces of the mountain until spring came again, you remember?
Yes, I guess. It's all so long ago.
But you remember. We were great friends, you and I. And then there was that cold morning with the child.
Child?
Yes. Poor baby, you'd found him there, you said. You didn't know what to do. You were crying. I said, give him to me. I'll take care of him. And you did. You remember.
Terrible secret! Why do you speak of it now?
Look! Here he is. That baby survived, grew up to become a king. Why isn't that something?
Shut up, you idiot!
Don't you yell at him, old man! What's wrong with you?
He's talking nonsense. It's all just noise.
I am your king. You will say what I brought you here to tell me.
But I have nothing to tell you! Really! I'm nobody. I never saw anything.
You saw everything. You were there at every crossroads of my life. You will speak. You have no choice. Pin his arms. Twist them.
God, why? Why are you doing this to me?
Did someone give you that child?
Yes! I wish I died that day.
We'll happily kill you now if you like.
Yes! Kill me now!
Not before you say what I brought you here to tell me.
Please! Just let me die.
Where did you get the child? Who gave it to you? Did you do that to it yourself?
No, I didn't do that. It was someone else.
Who? Whose child?
I beg you, no more!
You have no choice in the matter. Speak! Where did you get the child?
It was off the house! This house.
Was it some slave's baby? Was it someone who worked here who gave it to you?
I can't say it!
You can and you will.
It was of this house, born here.
Yes, but whose?
His.
Whose?
The king's.
The king's?
Laius! It was the king's own son. I couldn't do it. They said he was cursed, fated to murder his own father, said that I must kill him, leave him on the rocks. They'd mutilated him, pierced his ankles, strung them through, and bound them to keep him from crawling. Someone said it'd be faster that way. They kept saying, "We're trusting you to do what's right. Take him up there and leave him. Don't come back until you've done it." I took him into the night. It was so cold. I held him to my chest, tried to keep him warm there. He didn't even cry. It was as if he knew what was happening to him. I couldn't see, stumbling as I went up the mountain until I got to the top. I knew what I was supposed to do. Just put him down
and go back, put him down, leave him, leave him! But I couldn't do it. I pitied him too much. His eyes looking up, trusting me. I couldn't put him down. And then the shepherd came, and I gave him to him. Knew he'd take him back down the other side of the mountain, another country. Let him live! Let him live! Anything would be better, I thought. So, empty-handed, I went back down the mountain, back to the palace, and I thought I'll never see him again. But he will live.
But you did see me again.
Yes. At the crossroads, when you were killing me. But I was saved by some strange mercy. I lived to return to my city and look upon my new king.
Light. Light. Light, it is all too much. All of it. All of it. Enough. No more. Where is the darkness? Let it swallow me.
1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4, 1, 2.
What is this thing?
3.
What is this thing?
3.
Child of nothingness. Child of chance.
1, 2, 4, 3, 2,
Creature.
3,
Animal.
1,
Naked to the air.
1,
It shivers in the darkness of the world.
4,
It knows too little. It knows too much.
3, 1,
It doesn't know why it was saved,
4,
but it knows it will die. It doesn't know why it lives,
But it knows it will die. It tells stories to itself in the darkness, making things up, muttering in the darkness. The story of happiness, the story of fame, the story of heroes. Tells its needs, makes gestures in the air, makes promises. It thinks, it thinks, it thinks it has done something. It thinks it can be safe. It thinks, it thinks, it thinks it can be happy. It thinks that something of it will last.
1, 2, 4,
Listen to it muttering,
2,
telling stories in the dark.
1,
What is this thing?
1, 2,
What is this thing?
3,
This cursed and holy thing.
1,
This holy accursed thing.
4,
Everything that can be suffered,
2,
it suffers.
1,
Oedipus! Oedipus!
2,
How we have loved you!
3,
And when we loved you,
3,
we loved ourselves.
1,
How we have praised you!
4,
And when we praised you,
2,
we praised ourselves.
1,
No man has meant more to us. No man so envied. No man so honored.
4,
And now,
3,
and now,
3, 1,
and now,
1,
we wish we'd never seen you.
queen is dead. The queen is dead. The queen is dead. And the king. The king. The king.
Nothing. No one. My own hands. They chose this. It was right. The blind need blindness. Someone is speaking. He is making sound. Listen to him talk in the night, as if there were anything to say. I'm being seen. I can feel it on my face. You, the one who always saw me, the only one who ever did, the one who saved me for this. I beg you. You are the one who must do this. Deliver me now. Deliver me into obscurity at last. Lead me into the mountains once more. But this time leave me there. You promised. Leave the cursed creature there.
This is obscene. No one should look on this.
My brother Moon, forgive this broken monster. Let me go.
This is not for you to say. Not for me to say. You belong to the gods now. We will let them decide what to do with you.
They have already spoken. Drive him out.
Do not seek to command, Oedipus. That time is gone. You are no longer a king. What you are now, no one can say.
I am the walking corruption. I beg you, save the city. Banish me and live.
Your fate is something I cannot determine. I will not touch it. Wait inside.
No, not inside. Please. Exile is all I can bear.
Lord, take pity. Let him go.
All right. Yes. Sightless, leave our sight, Oedipus. Never return.
We have seen this. We have seen this. We are cursed.